thank you all the participants for the patiently hearing to the previous speakers. We have covered the basics of the basic ecosystem of the KCC, and now taking it forward, I will just take you through what the government initiatives are. And as JS sir told in the morning, we are planning to have a second phase of KCC saturation drive. So what is all about that I will try to cover, and along with the students of KCC KCC portal. So just taking ahead from the Sanjeev sir session, first we'll try to see how this credit limit for the loan amount are being fixed. So you can see we have seen the short-term credit limit. So it is for the 5 years, but in the first year, it is considered as a scale of finance, which is again decided by the DLTC, varies from state to state, district to district, and it is multiplied by extent of area to be cultivated. And plus, we have seen apart from this cost of cultivation, there are a few other things that have been added in the short-term credit. So that is a 10% limit of post-harvest expenses, the household consumption requirements, plus 20% of the repair maintenance expenses for the farm asset. So, and this crop insurance, PIS, that is personal accident insurance scheme, and asset insurance. You know, this PMFPY, Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, was earlier compulsory for loany farmers. So hence the crop insurance premium was added to the KCC loan account, which is there in the short-term credit limit. And this way calculation, we got the credit limit for the first year. Subsequently, this credit limit will be based for the next year's calculation. So in the next year or the second year and subsequent year, so first year of the limit, the cross cultivation has arrived, as we have discussed, plus we'll add 10% limit, and it will be every year, second, third, fourth, that 10% escalation will be there. So by this way, we'll go for the estimation of term loan component, short-term loan component for the tenure of KCC up to 5 years. So that is for the general farmers, apart from marginal farmers. But since marginal farmers do not have land holding and or very minuscule land holding, even less than 1 hectare, so the government has decided to give a flexi limit ranging from 10,000 to 50,000, and this is called as a flexi KCC, and this is at the discretion of the bank manager. So even the marginal farmers with minimal land holding can apply for this KCC, and they will get a loan based upon the crop they are cultivating, the cost of cultivation, and the other components that we have seen. So post-harvest warehouse storage, related to credit needs, other farm expenses, consumption needs, all etc. They have also been added to this component of flexi KCC. And there the term loan investment for the equipment, dairy, backyard poultry, as per the assessment by the branch manager, without relating it to the value of land, because land is very minuscule. And this is the composite KCC limit fixed for a period of 5 years on this basis for the marginal farmers. So we have two distinguishing farmer category: the general other farmer category having more of the land, and this special category of the marginal farmers having minuscule or less. So just to give you an example or the illustration that how it works in terms of calculations. So this is the example. If a farmer is cultivating multiple crops in a year, and he has 2 acres of land holding, and he is cultivating 2 crops of paddy and sugarcane, that the cost of cultivation is taken into consideration, plus investment. And for investment and allied activities, suppose he has a dairy unit of 1+1, then the unit cost of 20,000 per animal. Then for 2 animals, it will be 40,000, and plus replacement of pump set in the third year. So all these costs are calculated, and you can see these cost year on year. We have seen the some components like 10% of the post-harvest household expenses, consumption, 20% farm maintenance. Likewise, is go on calculating and adding 10% subsequently in every year of the base, and you will get a limit of loan amount for that particular farmer at the end of 5 years. And for the term loan component, we are adding 2 components, 1+1 dairy unit of 40,000 and replacement of pump set. So the term loan component will be 70,000, and adding both the crop loan factor and this term loan factor, the eligible limit under KCC calculates at 1.32. This is just to example that how this calculation happens for the KCC limits. Then we'll take you to the KCC and MIS portal that we talked about. So ministry is working on this particular portal, and idea is to capture all the details and to track how many farmers in the country they are availing the KCC benefit, and how many are left out and how they can be covered. So ministry has come out right now. It's all spread across the different banks, different branches, but do not have a single comprehensive database yet. So ministry has worked upon this particular portal, which is we call it as right now as a fossilgreen.gov.in. And on this portal, this is mainly right now for the use of banks, where they will enter all this data. From the 2022 onwards, all the data of the new KCC that have been issued by the bank, they are all uploaded on this particular portal. And you can see this all in the futuristic view of the government is that all KCC application sanctions will also happen on this particular portal only. So the ministry, as the state government and the banks, everyone will be on the same platform with respect to information that how many KCCs, new KCCs have been issued, how many farmers we have been able to cover, out of which how many are small farmers, how many are marginal farmers, big farmers, KCC for crop cultivation, KCC for animal husbandry, dairy, fisheries, and all other activities. Everything can be easily tracked out on this particular portal. So all the banks, they will try to use this portal and enroll all the farmer application for the KCC and also its subsequent sanction on this particular portal. So right now it is mainly for the purpose of banks. And you can see this just for an example. You can see this is the Punjab National Bank's dashboard. So you can here in this dashboard, we can easily see how many applications have been approved, how many applications are pending for approval. If any applications are in the draft mode, they can be seen, and if any applications are rejected, then that can be also viewed on this particular dashboard. So we'll have this bank-wise, branch-wise detailed information pertaining to KCC issue to the farmers. So this is the general use that the bank branch user is there who will create this particular application, and then there is a role of branch manager who will approve, reject, or delete this application. So this is about the KCC portal. Right now, we do not have any direct facility for farmers to apply for on the KCC portal for the loan, but right now they have to go through the bank branches only. Later on, we can see how we can make it user friendly and more friendly for the farmers as well. We can give you the loans. So now I will take you through the KCC saturation campaign or the drive that we were talked in the morning. And this is very important for the ministry. Ministry has already undertaken such campaigns and the drives previously also. And the idea is to have the KCC saturation. All those left out farmers who do not have KCC account, we are trying to identify them, we are trying to reach them out, and we are trying to cover them under this KCC particular campaign. So last campaign we had last year, that is from 24th of April to 1st of May 2022. It is called Kisan Bhagidari Prathamikta Amari. And there also we try to cover almost 1 crore plus KCCs in that particular campaign. But still, you can find that there are a gap, and this gap needs to be fulfilled so that the farmers can access easily and timely and credit with a very minimal interest. So the background of this is to bring the maximum number of farmers under KCC so that short-term loan can be provided to them at a cheaper rate through institutional banking, of course. We need to run a special campaign for the KCC saturation. The agriculture target we have seen, credit target is 20 lakh crore, and KCC is probably the best vehicle to disburse this agriculture credit target. And to enhance coverage in small and marginal farmers under this formal credit. So the objective is, some participants please mute your mics. So the objective of this Kisan saturation drive, we are first trying to connect it with the PM Kisan beneficiaries. We know the huge drive of Ministry of supporting farmers with income of ₹6,000 per year under PM Kisan, and in those we have a detailed database of PM Kisan. So for this particular purpose, KCC saturation drive, we are trying to match the KCC database with that of the PM Kisan database. We are trying to validate the existing KCC holder with the PM Kisan database to find out PM Kisan beneficiaries who do not have KCC account right now. And this way we will be able to identify potential and eligible PM Kisan beneficiaries that do not have KCC account till date. And through this KCC saturation drive, we are trying to reach out to these farmers, and we are trying to cover them under this KCC. The idea is to enroll maximum farmers under all types of KCC. It's not about only the crop cultivation, but all animal husbandry, fisheries, all the components of KCC will be covered under. So you can see in terms of targets and in terms of numbers, the number of PM Kisan beneficiaries, the database the government is having, we have 10 crores of PM Kisan beneficiaries, and number of active KCC holders are 7.1 crore. So right now we have a target of potential farmers of 2.9 crore to be covered under KCC regulation drive who do not have this KCC accounts. Tentatively, the ministry is planning to have this KCC circulation campaign from 1st of July to 31st of August 2023. That's a tentative date based upon the subject to approval. So, what are the key activities that we need to do under this KCC circulation? So, this will be a 2-month extensive KCC circulation drive that is being planned mainly to the network of banks as a nodal implementers. So, the banks have been given a special responsibility to implement this particular KCC circulation drive with the support of district administration, line departments, NABARD, and PRA representatives. We have been asking the state government officials, the district administration to hold special Gram Sabhas to organize and to sensitize the farmers about KCC circulation campaign. The state and the district administration especially can also involve the financial literacy centers, the banks, the business correspondents, the common service center, the CSC BLEs who are present at the ground and providing online services of the government schemes to the rural areas. We can help in identifying and mobilizing the potential farmers and also help them to connect with the banks for availing KCC. We have already seen that what could be the process of availing this KCC in the previous session. What are the documents that are required, who are the lending institutes, how they can approach, what kind of documents that needs to be submitted by the farmer. So all these details. So this there is a special role of exchanging from the state government officials, the Samitis, the Atmas, the KVKs. So those farmers who are in your contact. So you can able to sensitize them, you can able to mobilize them and try to also connect them with the bank. So you can tell them about what is the basic features of the KCC, how they can avail it, and what kind of documentation is required. And of course, what are the benefits of this particular KCC? It's very important because we have seen that still 30% of our farmers are dependent upon the non-institutional credit sources, the money lenders, which are charging very high rate of interest. And of course, on the monitoring part, ministry will do the fortnightly review and monitor all these courses with respect of KCC, number of KCC applications that have been enrolled and number of KCC applications that have been processed, that is sanctioned or rejected. So that we'll have all these things at one single point of time. At the ministry level, the data will be there. And for your more information, the ministry is also working on a very large portal, we call it the AgriStack portal, which will have the details of all the different schemes where the farmer is at the center and will come to know the farmer is eligible for which of all the schemes, whether he's getting that scheme benefit or not. So this particular KCC drive as well as this portal information will feed into the whole digital innovation framework of ministry, and accordingly we can able to plan more policy initiatives, more implemented corrective measures in the implementation in this whole ecosystem for the farmers, so that the credit needs of the farmers are taken care of. So this is about the government initiatives and what the role of the state government and the other